Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. In today's episode, we will be talking about how to obtain a TIN and BVN in Nigeria. My name is Alex and I'm joined on this episode by Dawn, who is our legal compliance executive at Fairmont Advisory here in Lagos, Nigeria. TIN, simply, which is TIN, is a short form for Taxpayer Identification Number. BVN simply means Bank Verification Number. Now, when we first got into Lagos starting a business, we knew nothing about TIN and BVN. But as we started CAC incorporation processes, bank account opening, that was the very first time we got to hear of these things, especially BVN. So maybe you are starting your business or you are planning to start your business in Nigeria. TIN and BVN are things that you can't do without here in Nigeria. So in today's episode, we are going to just break it down very, very simple for you to understand how to get these things done on your own, very simple, straightforward processes and the key uses for these things. So Dawn, welcome to the episode.
Thank you for having me here.
Awesome. So TIN, how do you obtain a TIN and what are the uses of TIN?
Okay, so for the tax identification number, it's quite easy to obtain.
Okay.
So there are lots of FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service offices scattered around Nigeria. Even in Lagos here, there are a lot. So you could just walk into one of them, fill the form, and then you get the numbers. They process it for you. There's also the Joint Tax Board TIN, which has come out. It seeks to align these two TINs together. So they are projecting that we would have just one number.
Okay.
So we no longer have to have different numbers for payment of various taxes and all of that. So that one can be obtained online. Within 24 to 48 hours, you can get it.
Do you need to have the two for someone starting their business? Do they need the one from the joint board and then the FIRS?
Well, either one is okay, but moving forward, we'll just advise you have the JTB just in case, because there's a purpose for the government bringing it out.
Can you repeat the name?
Joint Tax Board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joint Tax Board. Okay.
Yeah. So you can just have it by the side in case they want to do away with the FIRS thing. But most times it's the FIRS thing that is usually used at banks.
Okay.
So to obtain the TIN, like I said, you just go into their office and then fill the form, and within 1 to 2 weeks it will be ready and you can use it. So the purpose of this number is to pay taxes.
Okay.
And besides paying taxes, when you want to open an account, after your CAC document, they would ask you for your TIN.
Okay.
So you need that. And then when you're applying for grant, as a business owner, you would always need financing. So they would ask you, what's your TIN? What's your tax identification number? And then when you're applying for certain licenses, they would ask you for this TIN.
So it's very important.
Yes, it's very important. And again, you also need the TIN to get your tax clearance certificate.
Okay.
So there's TIN for individuals. There's also the one for businesses.
Okay.
Non-individuals.
Okay.
So you need that TIN to get your tax clearance certificate.
Okay.
So you see, it's really, really important. And payment of taxes is of priority for every business owner.
Okay.
Every successful business, you need to pay taxes to be able to get some of these incentives that come with these taxes and all of that. So that's one of the
Okay. Just a quick one for someone who is about to register their business. Let's say a typical business name.
Yeah.
Registering your business name in Nigeria. Do you have to do the TIN registration before you submit your application on the CAC portal, or the process of doing the CAC portal, business name on the CAC portal automatically comes with a TIN at the end of the process, or you do the CAC registration first and afterwards you apply for the TIN? Can you help us to put it in context? Which one comes first? And
All right. So for business names, we have different kinds of business registration in Nigeria. So for business names, you do your TIN after your business has been approved by the CAC. You then go ahead to apply for the TIN, because part of the documents you'll be submitting is your CAC document. So you need to have registered the business before you can apply for TIN in Nigeria.
For business name?
Yeah, for business, for pretty much all businesses.
Okay.
For all businesses. But some time back, the CAC and FRS, they collaborated together. So, most times we see government agencies coming together to make business easy for business owner running of their business. So they collaborated in the sense that when you register a company, you don't need to apply for TIN anymore.
Okay.
So it just comes along with your certificate.
So you're referring to a company limited by shares, or a company limited by guarantee,
yes,
or incorporated trustees?
No, for companies.
For companies,
limited by
okay.
shares, yes.
Okay.
So on your certificate, just at the bottom left, on the left but bottom, you would see your TIN number inscribed there. So what you need to do is, after getting the TIN, you just walk into their office and validate that TIN.
Okay.
So when you validate
Which is the FIRS office? Yes.
When you validate it, there is a certificate that is given to you when ordinarily you go there to apply.
Okay.
A VAT TIN certificate that is given to you. So when you validate it, you get that. And then when you go to the bank or anywhere that you want to use this TIN for, you don't need to go and validate it anymore. So you can use that in payment of your taxes.
Awesome.
So there are penalties for not validating this thing, otherwise you have to apply again and all of that.
Okay.
So
sounds good, and it's definitely something that you need to do. So let's move on from TIN and talk about the BVN, which is bank verification number.
Yeah.
What is this whole thing about bank verification number?
Okay, so
is that my bank account number, or how does that come?
Okay, so it's a number that every individual needs to possess or have to open an account in Nigeria, even for businesses. So most times they would look at get the BVN of the individuals, say the proprietor or the directors or secretary or the key persons, probably the account signatories. The purpose of this thing is to prevent fraud.
Okay.
To ensure that they can always trace where these monies are going to, or where certain transactions are happening. Because with that number, when they impute it on their system, they can track activities with that number. So they can know, this is the person that has done this.
This transaction.
Yes, this transaction. And that was in October last month, the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, issued a guideline draft that all financial institutions should ensure that contactless payments are made to accounts with BVN. Contactless payment in the sense that these institutions that you do not need to go into to make payments or receive monies from. So like these are normal fintechs who allow you make payments or transfers without being in their offices physically. So to engage in those activities, it needs to be linked with an account that has BVN.
Okay.
So when you see these companies asking you, please impute your BVN, there is a purpose for that, because they want to also be able to track some of these activities and prevent fraud and all of that, just to regulate the system generally. Yeah. And to obtain that the BVN, you just walk into any of the banks.
Okay. Any of the licensed banks in Nigeria?
Yes, licensed banks. So with that BVN,
do you have to pay for it?
No, it's free. It's free.
Okay.
It's free.
And so is the TIN number. TIN is also free?
Yes, it's free, except incidental costs, going there and all of that. So when a professional helps you to do all of this, you have to pay them for their service. But from the government, it's free, absolutely free. So for the BVN, once you obtain it, it's once and for all. So you can use that BVN to open multiple accounts. You can use it for different purposes. So once you've obtained a BVN from any bank, opening of accounts with any bank, you can always use it for other purposes.
So you heard it from the very best, and you heard it from the expert. TIN is free. Walk to any FIRS office, fill the form, get it done. You can also obtain from JTB. Just do it online. You need it for your tax clearance, your banking transaction, to apply for loan grant, or any support from government to pay your taxes as well. BVN, you definitely need it if you want to open a bank account. The process in Nigeria, and all you do, like Don said, is walk to any bank in Nigeria and get it done for free. I hope it's been value to you. Thank you for staying on this episode. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to our channels, and we look forward to seeing you once again on the next episode.